Welcome back to Daytona men's singles quarterfinal action. The top seed Chris Haworth taking on the 9 seed in Max Manthou. Chad, this is a bit of a tricky matchup. You have Haworth's power, but Max Manthou, he's crafty in the way that he goes about his points.
Well, his ability to impart spin on the ball a lot, his court coverage, add that with a little bit of power. If he can get that ball down to Haworth's feet, if he can move him around, it's going to be a difficult matchup for Haworth.
Manthou, 33 years old, from Tacoma, Washington. At the top of your screen in all purple, that's his signature look, is the forehand from Haworth, sprayed wide.
Yeah, and Haworth is going to be looking to really put the pressure on Manthou here, get up to the kitchen line. Oh, it's in.
Ooh.
Winner. Nope.
Scramble drill. Haworth pulls it wide again off the forehand, this time cross court. But this is what Manthou's court coverage does to you. He can cover so well line to line. He forces you to go for smaller targets on the court.
It's too good.
Oh, the backhand roll from Haworth. That's his patented shot, the 31-year-old from Oklahoma City, Oklahoma, coming off of his first gold medal in singles in Fort Lauderdale. He captured the final 5 of the season back in 2024.
Yeah, I mean, so you want to talk about majority of players that they're dangerous on the forehand side. Haworth is so dangerous with that two-hand backhand. He's able to create so much power, so much shape, but then you're like, oh, I'll just go to the forehand. Just as strong on the forehand.
Rips the backhand for another winner as Haworth has taken a 3-2 lead. Is there another player on tour that has a backhand that's comparable to Haworth's?
That's a good question. I'll have to think about that one for a little bit.
And in case me the answer is no, if you have to think about it that hard.
Yeah. No, nobody really comes to mind with the power, the precision, and the shape, and the ability to hit ridiculous shots on the run with a two-hand backhand like Chris Haworth.
Manthou able to tie it up on the forehand put away. It's 3-all.
Oh, that's pretty.
So good. The shape and the ability to dot the back of the line.
Well, and that's a very, very good volley there from Haworth as well. It was deep. Manthou's hitting off the back foot, gets it to drop right inside the baseline.
4-3.
Oh, again.
Manthou just coming out on fire right now.
Back-to-back forehands on the run. Another deep volley there from Haworth, but Manthou dialed in with the forehand.
Manthou had to get through 2 tough matches to get to this quarterfinal. He was pushed to 3 in his round of 32 and then took down Brandon Lane 12 and 8 in the round of 16.
Yeah, so Haworth making the adjustment there, going heavy balls at the Manthou backhand. Didn't give Manthou that another opportunity to hit that forehand on the run.
It's still a 1-point Manthou lead.
Oh, wow.
Around the post, middle of the court. Haworth had it open, just put it in the net.
Just caught the bottom of the net cord.
Manthou knows he's catching a break there. Haworth, as the top seed, had a bye in the round of 32, moved through fairly easily in his round of 16 match. That was 9 and 15.
Well, just jumped off of the paddle there of Haworth. Haworth has this uncanny ability of when you think he's in trouble and he's treading water for a little bit, all of a sudden strings together a few points.
It was a good read from Manthou, but Haworth held his ground.
Yeah, and that's what Manthou has to stay aggressive. He has to keep putting the pressure on. Can't allow Haworth to get some momentum back here. It needs to be a big return off of the serve.
You're talking about Haworth's ability to string together points. A lot of that due to his poise in the big moments. Making some uncharacteristic errors, though, in this first game.
Well, that ball just stayed a little bit lower there. Haworth didn't move up to it, trying to hit it from his shoelaces. But again, the court coverage of Manthou, it puts pressure on, making him need to be absolutely perfect for that passing shot.
And for the majority of last season and last tournament in Fort Lauderdale, Haworth was perfect. This is why a player like Max Manthou is a tricky matchup, especially in the quarterfinal for the top seed.
Yeah, it's. I mean, and we're seeing it week in week again, where once you get to, I mean, even the round of 16, it's difficult matchups in every draw, but especially in the quarters.
Manthou just overhit it. And it keeps the door open for Haworth here in the first game. He's trailing by 3, but circle that point. Because there's a very large difference between 9-6 and 10-5. Back-to-back points for Haworth for the first time in the game.
I was going to be a little bit of a smarty pants there and say, yeah, there is about a 2-point difference in that swing.
We're a little bit early for the smarty pants, and then Manthou with the unforced forehand error just like that dumps it right back to 1.
Yeah, and this is the dangerous part. If you give Haworth this run, you allow him to really dial things in, it's very difficult to fight it off. Oh, it's so ridiculous.
Has Manthou extended 9-all, and Haworth is a player that you can't beat yourself because he's not going to give you anything extra.
Very rarely is he going to give you a string of mistakes. But again, on the run, two-hand backhand, ridiculous shape, ridiculous angle back behind.
And he makes it look so easy.
Yeah.
Another error for Manthou off the forehand side as Haworth has his first lead of the game. Manthou taking a timeout. We will take one with them. The top seed coming back to take a 1-point lead.
16 years.
Okay.
Greg Gerson will finally land the perfect volunteer and community events. They'll keep Greg active, involved, and mischievous, and help make sure his happiness lives as long as he does. That's why the younger you are, the more you need AARP.
Welcome back. Timeout on court as Chris Haworth erased an early deficit. Max Manthou led by as many as 4, but he made a backhand error, and that opened the floodgates for Haworth. He's now leading 10-9 as they come back out of the break. What's the adjustment now that Manthou has to make to stem the tide for the top seed?
Well, one, he needs to start making a couple of those volleys while he's up there. But the difficulty is, and I was going to talk about it before the time out there, Haworth puts so much shape on the ball that even when Manthou's up at the kitchen, they're taking the ball out of the air, it's below the net court.
Compounded with a missed return.
Most players are going to hit a little bit more of a linear ball. So you've got that easier volley that Haworth puts pressure on every single ball he hits. Wow.
All of a sudden, this has flipped on a dime. This doesn't even look like the same game as the way we started.
Well, a couple of deeper balls there from Haworth, putting the pressure on Manthou. Wow.
Haworth just picking his spots and dictating play.
So calm, so composed right here. Takes a step in, takes the ball out of the air. He's done it a million times.
This is the forehand. That snaps an 8-point run as Manthou able to get back on serve, but now trailing by 3.
10-13.
A missed serve gives the point back
there.
over to Haworth at a crucial moment. Now game point for the top seed. Haworth ends it on a 9-1 run. He's one game away from advancing into the semifinal. We'll have more men's singles action coming up next.
Introducing Skechers Pickleball, the official footwear of the APP Tour. They're ultra lightweight and responsive for incredible speed. They have Goodyear rubber outsoles with a specialized pickleball design for increased side-to-side stability and agility. Plus, they feature shock-absorbing foam and Skechers' famous relaxed fit design for incredible comfort game after game. Conquer the court in comfort. Skechers Pickleball, the official footwear of the APP Tour.
The events. They'll keep Greg active, involved, and mischievous, and help make sure his happiness lives as long as he does. That's why the younger you are, the more you need AAR.
Men's singles gold medal action. Chris Haworth, the top seed on the men's side, taking on the number 2 seed, Grayson Golden.
Oh, double neck.
You can see the frustration from Golden. Like, what else do I have to do?
That's too good.
Unleash the forehand, and Haworth takes game 1. Executing well there. For the first time in a year, Grayson Golden takes a game from Chris Haworth. We will go the distance.
Wow. Yeah, there it is.
New year, same result. Chris Haworth is golden once again. Haworth pushed to 3 in the gold medal match in Fort Lauderdale, but we will not see that matchup between Haworth and Golden again. Golden upset in the round of 16 by Dusty Boyer in 3 games, and that leaves the door open as Haworth rips the forehand to start game 2 for some other names to make their way into Championship Sunday, Chad.
Yeah, I mean, the bottom half of this draw is wide open. Dusty Boyer coming out of qualifiers yesterday, putting the draw on notice. He'll be up against Alexander Crum.
He took down Patrick Kopka in 3 games. That time Haworth pushed the backhand just wide, 1-all. Didn't love the call. Saw the facial expression.
No, it was, I mean, that ball was wide, but it was just, he was facial expression after it. He looked like a sad puppy.
Nice depth on those shots as Manthou drops it in the net. Haworth trailed by as many as 4 in the first game. Ended up on a 9-1 run to take the first 15-9 as that goes wide.
Yeah, much better ball there from Manthou on the more of a looping forehand. Didn't give much pace for Haworth to really do anything with the backhand. It kind of opened up the court for Manthou there.
Oh, it's too good off the forehand wing.
But that's the dangerous part of Haworth, right? So that's a 2-ball adjustment. Previous point, well, it was a 1-ball adjustment. Previous point, Manthou goes higher, loopier forehand to the back. Haworth tries to hit through it. This one, he rolls, gets that ball below the net, opens up the court, and that's why Haworth is so dangerous. He makes the adjustment so quickly. He's not going to continue trying to beat a dead horse.
He's beaten about everybody else over the course of the last year. Hasn't lost a match since March of 2024. Oh, nearly made the pickup from the shoestrings.
Manthou playing some games out there. Hits it, just stands in the middle of the court like, I don't know what that return's going to do.
painting lines. Manthou can't believe it.
I mean, I don't even know what to say there. We see Haworth hit that backhand roll so many times. You can't give him space. You can't give him reach on that backhand because he just creates such a big angle. It's almost you got to go tighter into the body.
The problem is Haworth gets to everything.
Yeah. Tall, long limbs, one step, reach, create something from nothing.
6-3. Side out.
Really, for opponents, and it's been this way in game number 2, the only way you're generating points is off of errors, and those come few and far between.
Yeah. But, Manthou, again, has to try and continue keeping pressure on Haworth.
What's the best way to apply that pressure, though?
Honestly, Manthou's done it a couple of times where he's changing speeds, changing height. He's taking a little bit of power out of those ground strokes, adding some loop to it. And a good
spot.
Yeah, good sequence there. Out wide to the forehand, deep to the backhand there, and then opens the court back up. Good. 1, 2, 3.
It gets Manthou back within 1 on serve at 5-6.
Oh,
He just missed it off the edge guard.
Yeah, difficult ball there for Manthou. It was a deeper return from Haworth, so Manthou not able to get up to the kitchen line as quickly as he wanted.
7-5.
Just
wide. Is that a good idea, though, for Manthou to bring Haworth up to the kitchen that soon?
A weakness, if anything, in Haworth's game, and he's getting better at it, but is that cat and mouse. Where if Manthou can get him into that.
Side out. Point. 6.
That time, Manthou keeps Haworth in the back of the court, able to earn the side out. Manthou picking up a silver medal alongside partner Eric Lang in men's doubles to open the season at Fort Lauderdale.
6-8.
Oh.
It got the first, but Haworth was ready for the second.
Yeah, it was a tough pickup there from Manthou on the half volley. He had a good ball back, but again, Haworth just creating angles to open up the court.
Missed the backhand cut. Manthou, a little bit of frustration after that error.
Like you were talking about, Dorian, Haworth doesn't give you a whole lot of room to breathe. He's not going to make a lot of errors. He's consistent, hits with power, and adds shape.
He's worked himself a 5-point advantage here in game number 2 after he took the first 15-10. Timeout on the court as Manthou will retreat into the corner and try to problem solve as we get into the later stages of the second game.
Yeah, I'd like to see Manthou use his cut a little bit more. He has a heavy cut on the backhand side, especially on the return. He can do it on the forehand side as well. Just get a couple of balls to slide through the court, force Haworth to have to pick something up. Might create some high balls and allow Manthou to put some pressure on with a good volley with the ball above the net. But again, Haworth is very smart. He's dangerous when you are coming forward because he can hit so many balls that are dipping below the net. He forces you on the volley. If your margin is so small, if you go with an open face volley and it sits up, then he's going to step forward and crush it. If you try to roll something and it comes out flat, then obviously you're going right into the top of the net court.
Is there a way to beat Chris Haworth at this moment in time?
Yes.
15 seconds.
bigger serve, bigger return than him. We saw that with Golden in Fort Lauderdale when Golden was able to get those big, deep returns. I think Manthou doesn't have as much power. He has power, but he needs to get something deeper, whether it's a slice return, whether it's a heavy topspin return. But
work.
Depth is how you're going to beat Haworth. All right there, get a little lucky off the net cord, but excellent backhand there from Manthou, sliding that past Haworth.
Just a little overextended for Haworth. Back-to-back points for Manthou to get back within 3.
Yeah, a couple of good balls there from Manthou. Getting those below the net. Haworth does a good job of stepping back, giving himself space, puts the pressure on Manthou still, but excellent
how
touch
about
volley.
the touch?
See how quickly that changed. Manthou had control of the kitchen line, pushed Haworth back. Haworth hits his way out of it with power and down the line. Sees the opportunity to step up and swip.
And missed return. 5-point lead for Haworth.
13-8.
A little cut serve. Hey. Oh.
Manthou checking the line.
Yeah, I mean, from our angle, it's hard to tell how close that was. It looked like it was probably going to stay in.
It brings up match point for Chris Haworth.
14-8. Point.
Forehand sails long, and Haworth is moving through in straight games. We'll hear from the top seed when we return here at Daytona Beach.